Hey everybody, Dr. Tom Carr here, aka Dr. Stoxx of drstoxx.com, drstoxx.com, and drstoxxtrading.com, drstoxxtrading.com, and ichthusletter.com. Hey, we had a great day today, up $2,300 on 174,684 invested on a day that the markets sold off. The Dow Jones was down over 100 points today. The S&P 500 down about 0.2 of a point. The NASDAQ 100 just down fractionally. Now the big mover today was the small cap index Russell 2000, which added 0.5 percentage point today, which is a nice size. And that is heading into new all-time high territory. So this is a market that's being led by small caps, which is generally a risk-on trade. And I'm not sure why that is. The market's trying to fight against some of the Chinese trade war that President Trump has been drumming up. We've got some issues as well with rates. The Fed coming out a little more hawkish than we wanted them to last week. All told, the market has been a bit more volatile than it has been in recent weeks. And sorry, this is the first video I've done in about a week. Had a good start to the week last week, a couple of big days, and then we hit 3 sell-off days in a row. And I was out of town all 3 of those days, so I wasn't able to make a video. But today's win of 2,300 gets back just about all of that money that we lost last week. Gets us back to where we were about Tuesday of last week. So all that's good. Now, what was moving today for us? Now, today's a Monday, so today was moving day, which means that I ran my scans over the weekend. And you know what? Let me show you what I mean when I say I ran my scans, because some of you may not be familiar with this kind of trading, the systems trading. I use Research Wizard as my system building software, and also my backtesting software. So all the trading systems that I utilize for my stock advisory letters, as well as our CAR family fund and the managed accounts, I run through this piece of software. I've programmed in here. Let me show you my top scans. Oh dear. Okay, let's close that and let's see if I can get back to. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, sorry, I punched the wrong button. I'm not going to waste time getting back to that. But I've run these scans, and then I've got 8 scans that I've developed, my best 8 that I run on a daily basis. And I use those, the results of those scans. Each scan gives me the top 3 stocks satisfying the criteria, fundamental and technical criteria that have been built into that scan. And so I know that I've got the very 3 best stocks. I backtested those scans, each one of them going way, way back for 15 years, and they're all amazing performers. And so those are the stocks that I use in my various newsletters, stock pick letters. And I ran those scans over the weekend, and so I sold a bunch of stocks. All of these stocks here that are, most of them were in red because the market's gapped way down this morning. So the stocks that I got out of this morning were sold at a loss, but I ended up with about $700 in net gain on these stocks. And I added a number of new stocks, and you know, nicely, when you sell out of a stock at the low of the day, you're also buying the stock at the low of the day. So a number of the stocks that I bought today did really, really well because the market more or less trended up from the opening gap down. Some of the big movers for us, we have one here, PCMI, which is a technology hardware retail company. We're going to look at the chart of that in just a moment. SSKN, we've been in that for weeks and weeks now. Started down at around 150 and here closed at 209 per share. I got my cheap stocks letter subscribers out of that last week just before a pretty sizable sell-off. So we were able to bank about a 38-39% gain on that. But I have my momentum letter subscribers in this stock this week as well as last week, and they're doing well so far. Another big mover for us was CVRR. We're going to look at a chart of that in just a moment. It's an oil refining company. Oil was back up today, as you can see. We were long UWT, which is the 3 times leveraged bullish ETF for the price of crude oil. It hit our target today of 30.50 for a small gain. Got out of that today. I just didn't want to hold it. It's been kind of volatile lately, and I was happy to get out with a gain. I do have my subscribers in that stock in the trend trade letter. Sorry, the ETF trend letter. They're in a bit lower, so they're doing okay so far, and had a nice big move, 5% move today. We're still long here in our trend trade letter, and I've been in and out of this position. Took a big bunch of my position off at 23 last week, and here it is at 22.80. I put some back on at 22.50. But anyway, PWR is one from our momentum letter. ECHO is one from our trend trade letter, which didn't do very well today, but it still has some nice profit. And then we have our penny stocks picks down here, and then our longer term stocks that I trade in and out of for our Ichthus letter picks. All together, $2,300 today. Not too bad. Let's take a look at some charts, and I want to show you a couple of the better movers today. CVRR is that refining stock that we looked at, and it is one that we started to get noticed, started to follow rather, when it punched out of this big round bowl formation on a few days after earnings on huge volume, and it showed up on my scans on that day. We got in this little pocket here and rode it up nicely. Got a little bit overvalued, so we pulled out of it. And then it showed back up on my scan last week, and we're back in it today. Now, it took a bit of a dive last week. It bottomed out. It had a nice big bullish engulfing candle and a breakout candle today. So I'm looking for this to get back up into the 27, 28 range. SSKN is the one I mentioned. We've been in this for a long time. Back here around 150, and this little green pocket here is where it first started to show up on our scans. And we've had this in our cheap stocks letter. We've had it in our hot stocks letter. We now have it in our momentum letter. And it made a nice, it tagged all the way up here 240, pulled all the way back to 195. We had our subscribers out somewhere around in this area here, around 210, I think it was last week. It pulled back further, and now it's bouncing back up, and I expect it to continue higher up into the upper twos. And then PCMI is that electronics retail company that I mentioned, and it's been on my scans for some time. You can see all these, if I zoom in here, you see all these little green triangles inside the yellow box. Those are all times when I gave a shout out to my Stock Twits followers that, hey, this is a great stock. I'm buying shares. My subscribers are buying shares. And it has taken off ever since, and it's doing really well. So this is still undervalued, has a lot of room, and as long as oil continues to rally, and it has been, it's been pulling back recently. So now that it's back in rally mode, I expect I'm sorry, I was thinking of CVRR. This is PCMI. Boy, it's been a long day. So this is rallying for who knows what reason, but it's a great stock. It's undervalued. It's got some great growth numbers, and I don't see this is stopping out until the low 20s. So great stock to be in right now. That's it for today, guys. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.